Hey folks, our OS Reviews. You're watching our video unboxing / first look at the DB Power V9. It's a 2-in-1 smart GSM and Bluetooth smart cell phone. So it dubs as a standalone phone that has a SIM card slot. It's unlocked. It's a quad-band GSM device, so you can use it with T-Mobile and AT&T here in the States. It is a 3G only device, so there's no 4G connectivity. It can make phone calls, and it can also pair and connect with other Android and iOS smart devices to be a SmartWatch accessory. And then you can text and see your phone books, your contacts, notifications, and also dubs as a smart sensor, so it can track your steps. It can do sleep tracking and activity tracking, like some smart wearables such as the Misfit Flash that we have over here. So a pretty interesting device. Best of all is the price. This device only retails for about $50, so it's very inexpensive and low cost. It arrived in about 3 days after we ordered it from Amazon.com, and the packaging is like this. There's a large box, and afterwards you have the device in here. There's quite a few layers of tape that we're going to have to get through, so bear with us. Otherwise, not so sure about the customization options. I believe it's only coming in one color, which is the one that we have here. But otherwise, again, very inexpensive compared to some more name brand devices that's out there. The packaging here is pretty nice. It's nicely packaged. The device won't get damaged during transit, so pretty good in terms of shipping. And on the inside, we should have the product itself. I believe it charges via a micro USB cable, and it takes about 2 to 3 hours to fully complete a charge, and then it should last about a full day before you have to recharge it again. So pretty good battery life in terms of performance, and it's interesting that it can act as both as a standalone watch and a phone accessory. So if you have a smartphone already, this can be an accessory to pair with your device, but if you don't, it can act as just a regular watch that's also a phone. So there we have it. This is it, the V9 watch. And we can see that the packaging is pretty nice. It says that it has a GSM and Bluetooth watch functionality, so you have Bluetooth built in. Nice and large icons in here for messaging, phone book. Not too much going on in terms of menu selections though. It has a very easy to use interface. We'll have to see if the touchscreen is capacitive or resistive. And on the side here, it does have some features on here, including a camera. We'll have to see about that. And some more specifications. It has again, a IPS panel actually on here. That's pretty impressive. Bluetooth 3.0, GSM quad band. The resolution of the screen is 240 by 240, so it's 1.55 inch. It is capacitive, so that's pretty good. It's going to be pretty sensitive to type on and touch. And it lasts about 6 hours of talk time and about 100 hours of standby time, which is better than I expected. And you do have 3 color iterations. It has black, blue, and white. But the thing here is that this is not a waterproof device, so make sure you don't drop it in any water or take it swimming with you, because it will break and get damaged. In here we have the instruction manual up front. It tells you about the product, printed in black and white. Comes in both Chinese and English. And finally, we have on top the watch itself. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And below it, we have access to the charger, which is a bit reminiscent of some Apple chargers out there. It has a simple USB connection, and it plugs to a US output like so. A pretty nice charger. It's small and compact. And also, we have access to a earphone, so you can use it to communicate if you don't want to use Bluetooth or you don't want to use a speaker. It is a nice stereo pair of headsets. Nothing too fancy, but it plugs into the phone's micro USB port because it doesn't look like there's a 3.5mm jack. So you have to use these if you want to use a pair of headsets. And also, we have aforementioned the charger port, the charging cable, which is micro USB to full USB. So it's a standard connection. Simply plug it into the AC adapter, and you're ready to go. So now let's take a look at the actual device itself. The version that we have here seems to be white, although I believe you can customize the watch bands to your own liking. If you don't like the color here, you can swap them out and get accessory watch bands that you can switch out. On first impressions, the watch itself is actually a little bit larger than expected, about the same size as a Samsung Galaxy smartwatch, so it's about the same size as most fancy wearables that you see today, so a bit larger than a traditional watch. Compared to Misfit's Shine, this is about the same size as a normal watch. You can see how it's a fair bit larger, but it has more technology in here, such as Bluetooth and also cellular data, so a bit more complex. The screen on here is shown here. We can peel this off. And let's see if there's any power initially, just to show you guys how it looks when you first power it on. Maybe we need to charge it first. There is a bit of power, so it's going to power on. The rubber bands here seem to be pretty well crafted. It feels nicely constructed. The battery, though, is low, and it seems to have a pretty tight connection. It's going to tell us to tap on the screen to options, long press slide to the right for more menus, And on the right-hand side, we have access to the camera, which is pretty much VGA or 1.3 megapixels, the power on and off switch that can turn the device on and off, and you can swap back and forth between the watch, design and the main menu. And on the left-hand side, you have access to a micro USB for charging and syncing, protected by a flap, and the microphone port. On the back, we simply have the battery cover, which also dubs as the built-in battery, I believe. And the device is nicely fastened using the watch band, which is pretty nice and secure and rather comfortable to wear. The main device itself is crafted out of plastic, and the chrome-like edging is also made out of plastic. So over here, we have different, I believe, watch modes that we can select from, so you can customize it to your liking. And upon first impressions, I have to say that the watch seems to be pretty responsive. I expected it to be not as, I guess, responsive as it is, but the touchscreen itself seems to be doing a pretty good job of taking us into the interface and taking us out of an interface. Long tap to go back, and so far it seems to be pretty responsive. We're going to have to compare it to some other more expensive devices out there, but so far it, again, seems to be doing the job quite nicely. So we'll take a closer look later on. So right now, let's take a look at the battery. There is a vibrational sensor on here, so it's going to have haptic feedback when you press on something. And over here, this is the battery compartment. Let's just take that out. Inside, we also have access to the battery. It's very, very small. Only one battery is included in the box, and it is a 350 milliamp hour battery, so very, very tiny in terms of capacity, but hopefully it's going to last us through the day. And inside, we have access to a slot for the micro SD card slot. It can store up to 64 gigabytes, and also we have a full-size SIM card slot. And overall, that's the design. This is just a quick video first look at the V9 smartwatch slash smart accessory for smartphones out there, and we'll come out with a full review and a full video review on our website and also at OS Reviews in the coming week. Thanks for watching this video first look here at OS Reviews.